Friday. Today, I'm going to go over some different things about door knocking. A lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. This is mainly for the new agents, and certain times when you've been doing this business for a long period of time, it's kind of good to hear things because it kind of refreshes your memory and things come out of your memory bank that you kind of had so deep down in there because you kind of like not forgot it, but you just didn't think about it. So to me, what we got to sit and think about, the name of the game is for us to get into the house, whether it's with an appointment or if it's with us just door knocking or us canvassing. Our job is to sit and get in front of people to where we can visit with them, to where they can hear with what we have to say with substance, answer questions, hopefully from there able to make an actual presentation and walk out with a sale with a wet check. So what I'm going to have you guys sit and think about is that there's a lot of robo-dialing going on that seniors are getting. There's a lot of people just door knocking in general. There's a lot of junk mail going out. There's a lot of texting going out. There's just a lot more concentration and penetration on people today because there's just more competition out there. So what we've got to do is that we've got to be smarter, work smarter, kind of take a step back and say, you know something, this did work years ago. This may have worked 6 months ago, yet is it still working today? So I'm not saying change everything you do, but let's kind of talk about what you carry to a door, kind of some of the things you say, how you approach the door, because the most important thing is that you get one chance to make a first impression. You can't say, I'm sorry, Miss Jones, I had a bad day. My wife and I had an argument. My daughter made me mad and I'm kind of cranky today. You got to sit and say, it's game time. You got to understand that when you leave your house, you got to put your mind out of personal life, if possible, put it into business mode, get yourself prepared for the first door you're going to knock on or the first appointment you have. It's all a mindset on what we do, and your mind controls your outcome. So we must always be thinking, I'm going to get into houses. Doesn't matter how many houses I've got to knock on. Today I'm going to get into houses. I'm going to make presentations. I'm going to do whatever I can. We're going to try to keep all that negative thought out of our mind, because what happens is that when your mind starts going in that negativity, those thoughts start to build and build and build. It starts to cloud you, starts covering your eyes up. You almost get like doggone temporary cataracts. And what ends up happening when you go to a door, you're in a bad mood, you're in a negative mood, you've got a little bit of aggression in you, you're being too straightforward with the people. And what happens, people feel that there and they say, I got something I got to do. So we need to make sure we check ourselves when we get out of the car. Now, what I'm going to recommend you to do is to keep a piece of paper in your car to track what you're doing throughout the day. I mean, this comes with everything. This comes with the door knock, how many people answer, how many people's houses you get into, if you make a full or half presentation, did you complete a sale, did you make a sale, how much the premiums were, did you ask for referrals, did you get a referral, did you make a sale on the referral, did you ask for a referral from the referral, and did you make a sale? So it's kind of like a ladder effect going down. So you got to sit and think, how can I do this in a proper way? And the way is to keep track of this here to see where you need help at. You may have the greatest personality. You may dress to the tens. You may have everything going for you. Yet when you go to a door, that first impression is either what's going to get you in or it's going to keep you out. So let's go over a couple things today. I kind of want to make this kind of like a game, a business game, that since I'm keeping track of this here, I want to make sure I'm improving on a daily basis. When I walk up to a door, the manner I walk up, the speed I walk up, where I stand, what I do. So basically, I wish I had a camera filming me and focusing on my gestures, if I'm moving around, where I'm looking at. When I got into business 23 years ago, I was told to go to a house, have my leads in the hand, knock on the door and look down. Don't look up, just look down. Don't look up when they say, who is it? Just ignore them. when just never ever look up until the door opened. That was something that I guess worked back then because that's what they taught us how to do it. Now, the way I like to do it is that when I go up to a door, is I like to be prepared to go to a door. Let's talk about going to a door on a door knock, and let's talk about going to a door on an appointment. If I go to a door on appointment, all I carry, I don't go in with my artillery, my laptop, my iPad, my briefcase. I go in with just one paper lead, either a Facebook lead, or it is a phone lead, or it's a referral lead. I go in with one piece of paper and a pen and my badge showing them who I am. Shows you have a little bit of authority. With one piece of paper, you can't sell them nothing. You have no briefcase. So I feel that if I go in very light, I think I'm going to get a little bit more of an advantage to get into the house. Well, Joe, you got an appointment. What is the difference? Well, here's my thoughts. Here's my thought process. Yes, I have an appointment. Yes, I can carry in whatever I want. Yet I have no idea what transpired with that person last week, last month, or last year. Got no idea if there was another person there who did something a little bit aggressive, put too much pressure on them. So my thought is that since I know I got one chance to make a first impression, I don't want them to think I'm there to sell them anything. I'm there just to be there for the appointment and answer the questions they have. So I like to travel with just one piece of paper, which is the lead. I'm in the house. You make your presentation. Now, let's sit and say you are canvassing the neighborhood. Okay? Joe, I'm not going to canvass the entire neighborhood and not have my briefcase with me. I got to walk back. Well, again, this is how my brain thinks. I want to get into the house is more important to me because that's going to give me a better opportunity to make a sale, visit, talk, and to make a sale. I'm not concerned about my briefcase because the person likes me, trusts me, we connect. I'm going to tell them, listen, I need to go to my car. It's a couple doors down to get my book. I'm going to bring my car up. Give me a couple seconds. Most of the time, they're going to tell you, okay. I've heard you say, well, Joe, if you do that there, they may change their mind. They may not want to buy from you. Well, in my opinion, I'd rather them not want to buy from me at that time than for me to go through the entire process and they go, yeah, walk out the application, and they cancel after. I'd rather them think about what I've talked about. When I come back, say, boy, it was hot outside. Were there any things you guys were speaking about, if it's husband and wife, that I can answer for you before I continue moving on? Are there any items that we discussed earlier that did not sit quite proper, that you didn't understand, that I can answer before we move on? I want them to have the ability to speak with me. I don't want to go in there and control the conversation and not allow them to speak, because what's going to end up happening is something's not going to settle right up there. They're going to continue going because people buy, as we know, based on emotions and financial decisions, yet they're going to keep it based on what we discussed and the logic of how we ended this up with. So if they have something that they're thinking about that they don't understand, they may not have the guts or the nerve to call you back. They're going to say, the hell with it, I'm just going to cancel it. My thoughts are, travel light, go to my car, come back. Were there any questions? Any things you guys were talking about that I can answer before we move on? Okay? Most of the time, they're going to tell you yes or no. The nice thing about it is that, yes, Joe, I have a question. Now what you can do, you can address that question, that rebuttal, that situation there, squash it, push it down, and move on, instead of them not paying attention to you totally when you're speaking with them because they're thinking this. And believe it or not, you can't see inside their brain. You got no idea what they're thinking about. They're going, And in their mind, they're thinking, how am I going to pay for this here? I bet this is going to be expensive. I wonder if I got to give blood. I wonder how this works. Is this like the other one I had? You need to let them address it, discuss it, squash it, and move on. Door knock. Now let's sit and say you're out canvassing and you're going to a house with a lead. You got the lead in your hand, you're doing everything you got to do, and you walk up to the door, and the whole game is to cross that 4-inch threshold, the thing that's on the bottom. to go from the public into the private sector of their house. That's the most important thing, is to cross there, because that's going to give you the opportunity to visit, chit chat, talk, and get to know them, to where hopefully you can do business with them. Now, again, I travel with just a stack of leads now. If I'm out door knocking with leads and I'm going to that particular house with the leads, I'm going to sit and say, hello, Ms. Jones. My name is Joe. You recently filled this card out. That's about all I'm going to say, okay? They're going to say, what card is that? You're going to say, may I hand it to you? They're going to say yes. On that lead, you're going to have highlighted on the top line that they recently requested information about a final expense program to take care of their burial. How to qualify, the word funeral expenses on there. You're going to highlight the buzzwords that is going to hopefully attract and make them remember why they sent that in. When you send somebody a blank card like this here with just a bunch of writing on it, okay, it's what you call there. But if you get it and you highlight certain words, what those certain words are going to do is going to attract their eyes to those words to help them try to remember why you're there. You're going to have it highlighted. You're going to have a post-it on there. You're going to have a bullseye on it. You're going to have an arrow pointing at it. You're going to have a smiley face on it. And they're going to sit and tell you, I don't remember sending the card in. Now, I've said this 100 times before. People don't remember sending those cards in because they're what we call responders. They see something, there was something on that card that they got their attention, they're going to send it in, and they sometimes just forget about it. So, you're going to talk to them very nicely. Now, to me, when I get out of a car, what I'm doing is I'm going to walk up to the house. Everybody says walk fast, be brisk, all that stuff there. Walk any way you want, okay? The people don't even know you're there. Now, if you see, as you're walking up to the door, a curtain move or something like that there, my first reaction is they're peeking because they hear me. Because I park in the driveway. If they have a carport, I'm going to park halfway in the carport and leave the rest of the car out. I don't like parking on the street, and I'm afraid somebody might hit my car. So I pull in the driveway. Usually when you're there, they sometimes will hear you, and out of curiosity, going to say, honey, who's here? She's going to get up, or he's going to get up and say, oh, I don't recognize that guy. But when you see them looking at you, first thing you want to do is wave to them. So when they wave, now you have been seen by them, and now they know you see them. So hopefully, I believe that's going to give you a 50 to 75% better chance for them to at least answer the door than to play possum and say, oh, I don't see nobody there, because you made eye contact, or at least you waved to them and they think you saw them or they saw you, okay? When I go to a door, I like to stand back at least 10 feet from the door. The bigger you are, the more I stand back, for the mere fact is that I'm a big guy. And if I'm standing at the door, I'm 6'1". If I got a lady that's 5'3", 5'4", I'm gonna look like doggone Andre the Giant looking at this lady here. So what I want to do, I want to stand back to where I don't make her nervous or uncomfortable, because she's got no idea I'm coming to her house. She got no idea who I am, okay? So what I do, I stand back. Now, when she answers the door, I don't walk up to the door and say, hello, here I am. No, what I do, I stay right where I'm at. I'm standing right there. I've got all the leads in my hand. And I say, hello, Ms. Jones. My name is Joe. Recently, you had sent this card in. Her first response is going to be, was it that card? I don't remember sending a card in. What is this regarding? Now, you've got an option of telling them, well, this is about life insurance, this is about filing expense. But yet, if that's not what they saw on the card, you run a chance of them saying, I don't need that. So now you got to sit and debate with them why they sent the card in. So my thought process is to say a little bit, say, may I hand you the card? I've got it highlighted why most people send the card in. Most of the time they're going to say yes. Let's say, may I hand it to you. When you walk up to them, hand it to them like this here, and then take a couple steps back. Okay? Now, if I'm standing back 10 foot, when I hand them the card, now I'm standing maybe 8 foot, 8.5 foot back. I'm a little bit closer, but I want them to feel comfortable because they don't know me. I'm knocking on their door. I'm a stranger. They really don't remember sending the card in. And as they're looking at it, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to sit and say, well, is that your handwriting? Is that your phone number? It says you're 62 years old. I want them to look, I want it to absorb in their mind. I want them to have like the flashback when they sent that card in and when they filled it out with their handwriting. I want them to say, oh yes, I remember doing this here. Or, no, I remember doing this here. Or, that's my husband's writing, he did it. Okay? Now, you need to be prepared for all of those objections or rebuttals, whatever you want to call them. It's going to be them saying something because they're not exactly sure what it is, even though they're the ones who filled it out. I've gone to houses before. It's only a lady living there. She's the one that filled it out. I got the card that day. I went out that next morning. She doesn't remember sending it in. So what I do is that I don't get myself upset for the mere fact is that she forgot. Okay? If I get upset over that there, what it's going to do is going to affect my brain. And when my brain goes into a negative mode, what ends up happening, I get a little excited. I get a little snippy. I become a little bit of a smart ass. So what I want you to do is sit and say, it's understandable. Your response would be, you know something, Ms. Jones? I wouldn't have expected you to have answered any differently because I sometimes forget things that I send in just as well. Do you mind if I show you something on the card that may help refresh your memory? 75% of the time, they're going to tell you yes, if not 80% of the time. You're going to walk over there and you're going to say, may I show you? You're going to sit next to the card. You're going to do this. This is the card you had sent in. This is your age, 72, correct? And this is your phone number, is that correct? Yes. This is, well, that's your handwriting? Yes. This is, well, there's something on this card that you saw that caught your attention. No, I don't remember. I said, okay. Well, you know something? On the other side of the card, the piece that you kept, this was a little piece that you tear off. You sent this back to us. The other part, sometimes people keep it. Most times they throw it away. It had a list of other things that we can go over. Do you remember seeing that list of items on there? No, I don't. I said, okay. Then on the back of your paper, okay, you're going to have a list of all the things that you do. Went over this before. It's in the back office under training calls, okay? It's going to have whole life, accidental, Medicare, Medicare Advantage, child rider, grandchild rider. It's going to have all the different things you do and say, well, most of the times people don't recall. So what I've done is that I made a copy of that card and may I show it to you? So you show them that little piece of the card that was not even really sent to them, but you're trying to get them to think of something they may need when it comes to something you have in your briefcase that's not with you, but yet you want them to say, oh, I was thinking about some accidental insurance for my husband because he drives Uber part-time. Yes, ma'am, that's the reason I'm here. You go in the house and then from there you do your warm-up. You don't start talking about accidental life insurance. You're going to go in there and you're going to sit and visit with them to where they get to know you. You're going to get them to where they feel comfortable because you're going to start asking them some personal questions. Health, height, weight, driver's license if necessary, Social Security, checking account number, savings account number. You can ask them what medication they're on. They have any illnesses, have they been sick? A lot of times people don't want to tell you their personal stuff. Okay? Some people are just very private. They don't want you to know that they've had this, this, or this, or they've got this, this, or that. So you need to go slow. You're in no rush. You're not in a sprint. You're in a marathon. You're here to do this all day long, all week long. And the only way for you to get your mind set to do this here is that you've got to make a decision that you really, really want to go to work. I'm here today. I'm going to go to work. It's my job. I'm going to make some sales. I'm going to provide for my family. I'm going to do the right thing. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to hustle and make some money. It's a mindset on, first of all, getting yourself in the game. And then it's a mindset on how you can get them to speak with you to where they can participate in the game with you. Because if you got nobody to play with, you can't play a game. You can't play one-on-one when it comes to basketball. You can't play tennis by yourself. About the very few sports you can play by yourself is golf and maybe bowling that I can think of off the top of my head. Everything else, you need to have a partner with you to either be an opponent or somebody you can work with to try to get something accomplished to have a good time. Now, when you're at the door, the most important thing I can tell you is to speak as slowly as possible. Look the person in the eye. Don't make a lot of, moves and all that stuff there. Do not have your hands in your pocket because they may think you have something in your pocket. Have your hands out. Don't have no sunglasses on, okay? Dress as professional as you feel needed. Got some agents who wear shorts to work. All depends on what your style is, okay? I wear a pair of dress pants. I don't wear this shirt here. I wear just like a little casual polo shirt because it's hot down here in Florida. I'm gonna look as professional as I can. I'm gonna go back to what I said before. You get one chance to make a first impression. If they don't remember, say, I wouldn't have expected you to answer any differently, yet I forget a lot of things that I send in as well. May I show you something on the card that may refresh your memory? If not, you're going to show them the back paper that you can get on the back office of all the different things that we do to where you can hopefully refresh their memory on something that wasn't sent to them, but yet it may be something that they were thinking about when they sent it in. A lot of times people send this card in, guys, just because they just want information. Some people send it in because there's one word on there that caught their attention. So you've got to cultivate their mind to kind of feel, do they have insurance? Have you thought about a plan? Why don't you have it? Did you have it? Do you have enough? Okay? Now, when you have nothing with you, no briefcase, no nothing, I think people are more in the attitude, I'm going to talk to him because he's not here to sell nothing, even though they think you probably are. But yet they don't see all of your artillery there to where you're going to come in and try to take advantage of them to push something down their throat, because it could have happened to them before. Now, let's sit and say, they say to you, I have already bought something. You go, okay. You're saying, you already bought something. You sent the card in last week. I got it yesterday. I got it a couple days ago. What do you mean you bought something already? The first thing is not to sit and say, damn, this lead sucks. You're going to sit and say, well, congratulations. I guess I was a little bit late. You probably sent a couple of these cards off at the same time. Yet, congratulations. What company did you go with? They're going to tell you, I don't remember. Okay, no big deal. There's a lot of companies out there. I can't remember all of them either. How long ago did you get something? And they're going to start thinking, okay? They're going to go, maybe a couple of weeks ago. I said, okay. Now, what you want them to do, you want them to say something to where you can come back and hang them. A couple weeks ago, okay, well, this card you sent off probably a week ago. I just got it yesterday, the day before. You probably sent this card off here because you wanted to compare what you bought to make sure you made a good decision. You wanted to compare it with somebody else. Most people send the card in for that reason. Is that why you sent the card in? As you're nodding your head, yes. Well, that could have been the reason. Say, fantastic. I'm an independent broker, represent 26 different companies. I'll be more than happy to visit with you. I don't even have my briefcase with me. Okay? I'm more happy to visit with you, and we can talk about it. Okay? Hopefully you get in the house. When you get in the house, you're going to say, well, do you have your policy yet? I gave it to my daughter. It's in the safe. I gave it to my cousin. He's holding it for me. I don't know where it's at. It hasn't come in yet. It came in, but I've got no idea where I put it at. So now you got to sit and say, is she lying to me? Is she telling me the truth? What's going on? What's going on with her? So that's got to be with a little bit of experience of you going into houses, trying to do a little bit of body language, trying to read their composure, how they're coming across to you. The answer is no big deal. Did the agent give you a company card? No, I don't recall. And when I go to a house, the first thing I do is give them my company card. Okay? I want to announce and show who I am. I got my picture on there. One chance to make a first impression. I want to come across like I am what you call Mr. Joe Salesman. Okay? He can leave you a card? Really? I've already given you my card if we haven't even done any business. Did he leave you a receipt for what you did? No, I don't believe so. I said, whenever I go somewhere to buy a couch or refrigerator or something of, quality or quantity or something that's important, I normally want a receipt. He leave you a receipt? No, he didn't. I said, okay, that's no big deal. So now I'm going to sit down and I'm going to slowly knock them around a little bit. How much was the policy for? What are your premiums? Who did you put as your beneficiary? Did you get immediate benefits? Was it whole life? Was it term? I'm asking this to them slowly. I'm not giving them the boom, boom, boom like the 1-2. I'm not there to knock them out. I'm there to get them to start talking to me to see if they're telling me the truth. Half the time they are, half the time they're not. Yet you don't know if it's 50% yes or 50% BS. You don't know. So what you got to do, you got to go at it with a slow speed, and you need to take your time. Sometimes people are genuine. They just don't remember. They just don't know. I like giving company cards out. The mere fact is when they say, he didn't leave a card, I've already given you my card. I do things differently. Ms. Jones, today we're going to sit and talk about with what you have. Today, if you decide you want to have me help you, before I leave, I'm going to give you a company card, another one to share with your friends. I'm going to give you a receipt. I'm going to give you some literature about the company that I work with. I'm going to give you a funeral guidebook. I'm going to give you a nice little folder to put everything in, to where when that day does come, you're prepared for everything. Does that make sense to you? I'm going to give you a total package. Because in my mind, I want her to think I'm better than the other guy. I'm going to take what that guy did, which was an intangible sale, if she bought something, into a tangible sale to where I'm giving her something to hold on to that she can sit and say, I bought something. I own this policy. This is mine. I bought it for my husband. I bought it for my daughter. I bought it for my son. I've got something. Other guy didn't do that. He didn't do it. So I want to make her feel that I go above and beyond the call of duty, that I am better than the other guy. The only way to do that, ask questions, find out where she's going, find out her thought process, and speak softly and slowly. You don't want to be quick draw McGraw. You don't want to be Speedy Gonzalez. You need to go slow. Again, you just knocked at her door 10 minutes ago. You're going to ask her, I want your Social Security, I need your date of birth, I need your driver's license number. You don't know if she's BSing you because she don't want to give you that information, and she feels by saying she bought something already, you're going to leave. Some agents will leave. Shame on you for leaving. When it comes time to practice, you can practice all you want in front of your mirror. You can practice all you want on the way to the house. But the true way to practice to get better is to be in front of somebody with them looking at you with those eyes, and you're saying, how do I answer that question? What do I say? Oh my God, I don't know what to say. What do I do? That's what will cultivate you and shape you to be a better salesperson in general, by doing it in person with the person. So anytime you have an opportunity, somebody says, no, it wasn't me, I didn't send it in, it does not mean the lead is terrible and leave. It means now it's game time. It's showtime. It's now for you to either act or to react. And the act is to make sure you can do it, and to react is to leave. You don't want to do that there. Okay? You want to stay in the game. It's kind of like a baseball player. When a baseball player is up to bat and that ball's coming to him 97 miles an hour, if he decides he wants to step out, he's not going to hit that ball solid. You want to be the player that steps into the ball, that gets your body into it, makes a proper swing, and follows through. That's what we want our salespeople to do. Think, analyze the situation, step into the sale, follow through to make a sale. Let me bring this kind of full circle. Okay? I want you to highlight your leads. I want you to carry a lot of leads with you when you're door knocking people, for the mere fact is that people want what other people have. I'm extremely busy today. I don't know if I can come back. They tell you, no, they can't see you. I've got to see all these people, and you fan through all the leads. I got to see a lot of people today. Can you just give me 2 minutes of your time? I carry nothing to the door, no matter whether it's a door knock with a lead, a a door knock in general as I'm canvassing, or even an appointment, I'll carry just one lead, which is theirs on appointment, no briefcase. People hear a lot of negativity on TV, radio. They hear all this negative stuff without searching the web. You got to make sure you dress to impress. You speak slowly, you look into their eyes, and you speak with confidence. I'm here to go over information that you requested. They're going to give you rebuttals. I changed my mind. I've already bought something. I've got to go to the doctor. Today's not a good day. It wasn't me. It was my husband. Somebody else sent it in. Somebody stole my identity. You're going to hear all of these things here. And since I just gave you 7 of them just now, write them down and figure out rebuttals either from past calls we've had, or go on the World Wide Web and look up what other people say and get all those things, put them together, and make a cheat sheet for yourself to learn how to do that stuff. Consider it an adventure. Consider it part of your job. Kind of make it to where it's not a fun game, it's a business game that you're going to relax and make it somewhat fun. And you're going to keep track of how many doors you knock on, how many people you get into, whether you make a presentation, a sale, the annualized premium. If you get a referral, how many presentations you make on the referrals, how many sales you make. When you start keeping track of this stuff here, you're going to call me and say, Joe, I got 20 leads. I knocked on all 20 doors. Only 15 people answered. I only got into 3 doors. I said, okay. Right now, I know that you're saying something wrong at the door. You're standing too close. You're doing something wrong. If you say, Joe, I got 20 leads, I knocked on all the doors, 15 people answered, I got into 12 houses, only made 1 sale. We got to sit and kind of talk about, it wasn't what you said in the beginning. Do you need help on your warm-up? Do you need help on your transition? Do you need help on your sales presentation? Okay? Joe, I went to 20 houses, 15 people answered, went in and I talked to 15 people, 5 people bought, I walked out of the house, I already had 3 cancellations. We got to kind of talk about now, you know how to get in, you know how to talk, you know how to make a presentation, you know how to make a sale. You got to talk about your cool down. What did you do with the cool down? Did you do it properly? Did you give them that warm, fuzzy feeling that what you did was the best thing for them? Did you compliment them and congratulate them and tell them, great job. You qualified for our super preferred program. Okay? Your next payment, your first payment will come out on the 3rd of next month. You got any questions, you call me. Do you tell them to call you if you got any problems? So by keeping this here, I call this a temperature gauge. It's going to check every single thing you're doing. So either you can come to me, you can go to your manager, and you can reflect on what you're doing. I'm going to end it with this here. Take your phone with you and record yourself. Listen to what you sound like. Because when you listen to what you sound like, you're going to sit and say, damn, I sound terrible. How do I know that? Because I've done it. I sound terrible. And I thought I was the coolest, most suave sales guy out there. I thought I was as cool as a cucumber. And I actually sucked. So what happens, the more I recorded myself, the more I listened to myself, the better I got, because I was taking words out. I was adding words in. I was trying to say less and and e's and all these little sounds that you make when you don't know what the hell you got to say. It's going to teach you how to get better at what you do. Have a great weekend, guys. I appreciate your hard work. You got any questions, call me, call your managers. Make it a great, great day. Hit them hard, guys. Bye-bye.